mentioned last time, if you had a laptop you could bring, it'd be great if you could bring it. Hopefully, everybody has a computer you can use if we include the ones at the tables. Is there anybody that doesn't currently have access to a computer in front of you? Okay. Well, log on to the network. Make sure you have Wi-Fi, and we're going to start going through using Fusion 360. Um, the basic structure. So this will all be everything I'm doing up here is going to be a video available to you, so you can recheck stuff later or whatever. But we're just going to kind of do this like a tutorial. I'm just going to have you step along with me. Yes. Yes, for free, and I'll show you how to do that. Um, and so we're going to be talking about Fusion 360. It's CAD software that you can get a free educational license for. CAD stands for computer aided design. And this is a way to on a computer mathematically, create the plans for objects and collections of objects that then you can use with 3D printing and CNC milling and for some other purposes for doing nice engineering drawings. And so what we're going to talk about today is first, we're going to make sure that you can all get your education license. And sort of related to that, make sure you all can log in. You can get you can download and install this software on your computer. But what we're going to do together today is just use the web version. I like the web version because you can just go to any computer and access the files that you've created and stuff. But if you'd like to install it on your computer, sometimes it's a little less glitchy and stuff like that. We can talk about that outside of class, or you can, figure it out on your own, probably without too much trouble. But today we're going to work on the web version. And then we're going to talk about like the file structure, how to create folders, what the files are that you would pass around and turn in for this kind of stuff. Then we're going to talk about just manipulating the environment. So that's stuff like rotating objects, rotating views, zooming in and out to view things. And then last, today, we're going to start talking about skills. And we're just going to be talking about single parts today. Pretty soon we'll talk about combining parts into assemblies using joints and stuff. But today we're going to hopefully get to all of this stuff. Sketching, extruding, using patterns, and that's probably all we're gonna get to today. If we get to that, that would be great. So okay, and as we do this stuff, starting with number 4, I guess number 4 and number 5, the thing that we're going to do, the object that we're going to make is this sort of imaginary thing. It doesn't have any actual function, but we're going to make this rectangular box. And we're going to choose some dimensions. We're going to make this length 0.5 inches, the height 0.4 inches, the depth 2 inches, then we're going to do like a little cutout on the side. It's not going to go all the way through. So it'll go something like that. And the depth into the material, let's make that 0.1 inches. And then the wall thicknesses, we'll make all the wall thicknesses the same. Let's make that 0.05 inches. And then we're going to cut out some things on the top. These are holes that go all the way through. There's going to be 4 of them. This drawing doesn't look like they're spaced out very well. But we are going to make the distances. Let's see, what is that? So we are going to make each one of these 0.16 inches. Okay, and so this distance between the next two would be 0.16, 0.16. And that makes the diameters of each of these holes 0.3 inches. Okay. And now I just, this one I didn't have written down. So I just right now made it 0.1. And now that I look at it, let's make this 0.05. Otherwise, we're going to get some really weird looking stuff. But now that'll work fine. Okay, so that's the shape we're going to make as we start going through this. All right, so first thing we need to do is make sure everybody has a working education license. So go to your web browser. And Google, the thing that worked for me is Autodesk, getting started as a student or educator. So enter something like that into Google, and hopefully you'll find a page that has basically that title. And if you click on that, you get a page like this. And we want to create an account for a student or educator. And it gives you all these instructions. It says the next thing that it lets you click on is it says, okay, what product do you want to use? We want to use Fusion. So go to this education products. Who's anybody anybody not on this page yet? Are you finding all this stuff? Okay. it's hard to go through this and keep everyone together, you know. So but anybody want my help getting to this point? I can come over and help people. I think once we're all registered and stuff, all of these tutorial things are going to go more smoothly. This is the part that's sort of going to be the most herky jerky because different people are going to be going at different speeds and whatever. But if you go to education products page, the one we want is Fusion. So select that. And go to access products. Um, I guess, what's that going to do? No. And I guess for me now at this point, since I'm already logged in, it's that's probably where mine shows something different than yours. Has anybody clicked on? So um, you already told them you want a student account. And hopefully, maybe I should just try using another browser. I, um, do you have a computer with you can use? Okay. Yeah, that's what I just went to this other one, so it doesn't know I'm logged in. Oh, it knows I'm logged into this too. Okay, so here's what it should look like. And so it's going to ask you to you need to enter in a college email. It doesn't have to be Normandale if you have one that you use more often. But you can enter your Normandale account or some other school account, confirm it, say you agree to the stuff, and hit submit. And it'll give you a link that says browser access, frequently asked questions. And eventually you'll end up at this page with just a button at the bottom that says Launch Fusion. How many people are on this page? Yeah.
So I got to it, but instead of saying Launch Fusion, it just says start your journey, and it says me to the bottom, and it's asking for like more information, and it's asking for putting on the sign in. I don't know what.
Okay, somehow that didn't go to the. Yeah. But you're already logged in, right? Yeah. And that's your, okay, it knows you logged in there. So let's go to that. Check in his URL to take you through. Anybody want help navigating through to this page? Let me pause this environment. You can see it thinking up here. Eventually it'll, and it's weird, like, I don't know, sometimes it takes a while to get it going, but once you're in, it doesn't really crash or anything. So this seems like a bad omen, but it seems to work fine once you're in. There we go. And eventually you'll see this screen. It'll count up as it gets ready to launch. Oh, I think he had that same thing. Just go straight to okay. Hopefully, yeah. Okay. How many people are in? Yes. The hub thing? Okay, how many people are still waiting to get into this thing? Is it just, are you just waiting for it to load? Okay. Oh, no? No. Okay, so now once we're in there, you'll have something either like this, or maybe you won't have this panel on the left side. But so the first thing that I want to talk about is the file structure of this. So if you have a blank screen like this, go up here to the sort of matrix looking icon. And if you click on that, it'll say, okay, here's all your projects on the side. And you might have, there's probably one starting project or something. But the first thing we want to be able to do is create a project. So if, we're going to create this, let's call this tutorial 1 or something. So let's make a new project, tutorial 1. And so I double clicked on tutorial 1 so that anything we make is going to be in that. And now we're going to make a new design inside this project. So go up to the, create a new document icon. And the thing we want is a design. And now that we've created this file, we can minimize or close the file structure. We don't care about that anymore. Now we just want to make the part, okay? And we're going to make this box-shaped thing. And the way we're going to make this box-shaped thing, this guy, first we're going to just make this simple rectangle. And the way we're going to make this rectangle is we're going to first sketch a rectangular base that's 0.5 inches wide and 2 inches back. We're going to make that in 2 dimensions. And then from that 2-dimensional thing, we're going to do an extrude, which means we're just going to take that 2-dimensional thing and just extend it 0.4 inches up out of that drawing. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is draw that 2-dimensional sketch. So, I'm in here and I'm going to go to this sketch icon, create sketch, and click on that. And the first thing that comes up, it's just going to ask me, okay, what plane do you want to make this sketch in? And if you go to these different quadrants, it gives you different choices. I'm going to do mine in the view that it's sort of suggested to you from the start. And once you do that, you're in a 2-dimensional view, and now we're going to sketch this rectangle that has a length of 2 inches and a width of 0.5 inches. How many people are having trouble getting to this point? And once you're in this sketch environment, there are a couple options. You can do lines, create circles, all this stuff. We want a rectangular thing, so I'm just going to use the rectangle tool here. And in that rectangle tool, I'm going to choose 2 diagonal corners. So I'll put one right at the origin and one over there. Anybody having trouble making that rectangle? And now I don't want to make any more rectangles right now, so I'm going to right click and click cancel. So that's the end of using that rectangle tool. And now I want to make this rectangle the dimensions that I've chosen. So if you hover over any of these lines, it'll turn blue. And if you click on one when it's blue, no. Sorry. So highlight it and then go to the Create drop-down menu. And we want to create a sketch dimension. We want to choose the length there. Okay. So I'll choose. Any questions about that? I want that to be 1/2 inch. Yeah. Okay, so what I did is, so I highlighted one of these lines. And then once I had highlighted it, I went to Create. And then down at the bottom is Sketch Dimension. Click on Sketch Dimension, and it'll just let you enter that number.
units and inches other than because mine is
Yours in millimeters. Go to document settings, and it'll give you the units there. And if you click on the icon next to it, that'll let you edit those.
Everyone inches.
Yeah, let's do it in inches on this one. By the way, to zoom in, zoom out, scroll around, that kind of stuff, if you use 2 fingers and move them up on your controller, you'll zoom in. If you zoom down, move your 2 fingers down, it'll zoom out. And to pan around, to move around, click on the hand icon down there. And if you click on that hand out icon, now you can scroll to move it around. When you're in that pan mode, in order to do anything else, you have to exit that. So always like if you're in a certain mode, to cancel out of it, you right click and then hit cancel. And now you can go to another mode. And where those dimensions are shown, you can move those around to make it more convenient for you. How's this going? Does everyone have that rectangle with those dimensions? Yay. Yeah, sure. I've finished this sketch, and now I want to extrude this sketch perpendicular, sort of like out towards me, right? So I'm going to click on Finish Sketch. And in my case, it didn't change the view. I'd like to go back to sort of a 3-dimensional view. So go to Named Views over here and click on Home. And it'll take you back to the sort of original 3-dimensional orientation. And the next thing I want to do is an extrude. So I'm going to click on this sketch we just did to highlight the sketch, to say this is the thing I want to do the extrude to. And then I'm going to click on this extrude tool up at the top. And it says, first of all, which direction do you want to extrude? Do I want to go down into the page or up out of the page? I'll do up out of the page. And on the dialog box, it asks me how far I want to extrude it. I want that to be 0.4 inches. And that's all I want to do with this. So I'll just click OK. And now I have this solid object that has the dimensions of that big outer rectangle. Okay. You can still do the zoom in, zoom out, and pan commands. When you're looking in 3D, there's another thing that's really useful, to rotate it around. And so if you click on this free orbit command, that'll let you rotate it about different axes. So I'm going to click on this rotation thing. And then hold your finger down while you scroll around, and you can it takes a little practice. You start to get kind of a feel for it, but you can just rotate it around in different orientations. If you get way out of whack, you can always close the rotation thing by going right click, cancel, and then go back to the home view, and it'll take you back to the starting position. That also happens if you sometimes you'll zoom so far out you have no idea where the thing is anymore or whatever. Just click on home and it'll take you, and you can sort of start the view thing over again. Yeah, on the sketch. So if you want to go back into the sketch, you always can go back and edit. Let's see. If I open up, I only have one sketch. We've only done one sketch. Right click on that and go to edit sketch on the, and the dimensions, the short dimension is 0.5 inches and the long dimension is 2 inches. And if I edited these dimensions now, it would, and then close the sketch, that extruded thing would still be there, but with the new dimensions that I chose. Unless, sometimes as they get more complicated, you can do things that makes the next steps impossible, and then it'll tell you that. But for now, that wouldn't happen.
Sorry, how tall was the extrude again?
0.4.
How did we change it from millimeters to inches again?
Go to documents and settings, document settings. And if you hover over it, you can see the edit button. Yep. Okay, so now we are going to do the little partial cutout on one of these sides. Okay, it's going to be 0.05 inches deep, and it's going to have a rim of 0.05 inches all the way around. So how would you think we're going to do this? What we'd like to do is we'd like to say, okay, start on this face, and then cut a slightly smaller rectangle, sort of chisel it out of that side, right? And so I'm going to use the extrude again. You can the first time we use the extrude to build up, but you can also use the extrude tool to remove material. Okay, so I'm going to first highlight this this side that I'm going to cut out of. And the first step of doing any extrude is to draw the sketch that you're going to extrude. So I'll go back up to the sketch tool. And it shows me the picture here. And now I'm going to sketch another shape. I'm going to sketch that internal rectangle, that slightly smaller rectangle. Anybody want more time or explanation getting back into the sketch environment on that side? Yep.
I didn't see the sketch at the top.
You don't have it?
I do not.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Right. Yeah, we're going to do, yeah, right. We're not editing the old one. We're doing a new one. Right. And again, this is just a rectangle. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to make a rectangle, and I'm going to make it a little asymmetric so you can see how to position it, or we can do that again. And once you've drawn your rectangle, right click and cancel. And now the way I'm going to dimension this is I want the distance between the outer rectangle line and the inner rectangle line to be 0.05. And I want to do that 4 times. Okay. I also could do it do it 2 times and then give the lengths of the sides of the rectangle. Either one of those would work. But in order to make those distances 0.05, I'm going to click on the outer one. And now I'm going to hit Control and click on the inner one so that I can highlight both of those lines at once. Okay. And then do what you did before, go to Create and go to Sketch Dimension. Mine's currently 0.055. I want to make that 0.05. And I'm going to do that 3 more times. Click on one line, Control, click on the other line. I never exited out of the dimension tool, so it just immediately knows that I'm trying to make or thinks I'm trying to make a dimension. So So now I did my second sketch, and now I want to extrude this. So I'm going to finish the sketch. And to extrude it, I'm going to highlight this new shape that I made. You can see it in blue. And I'm going to click Extrude. And it's guessing, it always guesses the direction you want to extrude something. It's saying, you want to make a bump out to the side? And I'm going to tell it, no, I don't want to make a bump. I want to make it smaller by turning that arrow around. So I'm just going to pull the arrow. You also can, if you notice the distance. So it said you want to go this way. You could enter in a distance for that. But if you enter in a negative number, it'll give you the opposite direction of the arrow it guessed. So I could enter this as negative 0.05. Or I could pull it like this and then change the distance to 0.05. And I'll click OK, and there it is on one side. And you can move it around and see that's what we wanted. Right, just go in 0.05 inches. You know what? A surprisingly useful thing is the back button. Like you can just hit the back button until you've backed out of whatever went wrong, you know?
You can also, at the bottom, there's the timeline where you can edit.
Yes.
It's pretty great.
That's right. Down there at the bottom, like mine has a sketch and then an extrude and then a sketch and then an extrude. And you can jump around to the different steps that way. Next time I'll talk about patterns, how to do patterns, and we'll talk about putting planes in that we can do stuff from. But for now, for the other side, just do the same thing again on the other side. So I'm going to move this around so I can see the other side. I'm going to highlight that side, and I'm going to do another sketch and just do the same things again. So to cut those holes through, I want to start, this time I'm going to do an extrude again, and I'm going to start on this plane, okay? And I'm going to draw 4 circles, and my dimensions are going to be such that they're evenly spaced. And then when I'm done with that sketch of the 4 circles, then I'm going to do the extrude and cut it all the way through. So I'm first going to highlight this top. That's where I want to do my sketch. And I'm going to do 4 circles.
What did we say the diameter?
0.3 inches. And my dimensions, I want the distance from the center of one circle to the side to be, I mean, this is just if you go through the math on this, we want that to be 0.46, if I did it right. Yep.
It's
0.31 from the edges because we incorporate the radius of the second circle. So it's 0.46 between the circles, but the edges are 0.5.
You're right. You're right. Yes, thank you. So that should be 0.31. And I want the this distance to be, I want that halfway, and the width is 0.5, so I want that to be 0.25. And then the dimension is 0.3. And now from this circle to this circle, I want a distance of 0.46.
Are we extruding all the way through?
Yeah, all the way through. And I'll show you there's a choice where you don't have to just choose a bigger number. There's a choice where you can say I want it all the way through. And then if you change other dimensions later, it won't mess up your sort of plan. I think I made that mistake in the arithmetic last year too.
Radius or diameter?
Diameter 0.3. Anyone have any questions about that one? Get it on the video. So those are my sketches. I'll go finish sketch. And now I'm going to highlight the inside of those 4 circles. I'm going to press down Control and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And now extrude. And it guesses I want to make, poke things out of the top. I want to go the other way, so I'll pull it that way. And then the extent type, I want this to go all the way through. So in extent type here, instead of entering a distance, like I could put 0.5 or something, and that would make it go all the way through. But a cleaner way to do it is go to extent type and go all. And I just want to go all the way through. However big that thing is, I want to go all the way through. And now we have this shape with holes all the way through and the 2 pieces on the side. Okay, so I'll stop that.